Everyone, and welcome back to the RedBeard Outdoors podcast. Jonathan, your host, and here at RedBeard Outdoors, talk about faith, family, fitness, and the outdoors because, well, I've noticed that people that incorporate those four things into their lives on a frequent basis, on a consistent basis, find success consistently. And that's what I want to share with you as I'm on my own personal journey here and I get to share the wonderful conversations that I have with some amazing individuals on Saturdays. And Mondays, like today, I do gear reviews of things that I've used, things that I recommend, things that I will continue to use and why. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, you get the solo episode. Guys, we're coming up on 200 episodes, and I'm really, really excited to be able to do those 200 episodes, hit that mark with you guys, and just appreciate it so much. That's why we're doing so many giveaways lately. If you haven't noticed the giveaways, definitely go check out the Instagram. If you're not in the Instagram or Facebook, let me know here on YouTube. Drop a comment down below. Be more than happy to get you out on our email list as well, which is something that we'll be doing a little bit more of so that you can know when the podcast is dropping, when the YouTube videos are dropping, etc. So with that being said, guys, I just want to give a shout out to the sponsors and affiliates of the show. Thank you so much, of course, Phorm and Phorm Outdoors. Of course, we've got BlackOvis. They're here local to us. If you guys are looking for any outdoors needs as far as gear is concerned or glassing equipment, whatever it may be, definitely go check out blackovis.com. The link's down below. If you need any backcountry nutrition, definitely go check out Alpen Fuel and Heather's Choice. Those two companies are amazing. They have done me well in the backcountry when I'm gluten free personally for reasons that I've been diagnosed with, and I've noticed that as I've transitioned to those meals in the backcountry, I don't have any issues like I used to have with some other companies. So definitely check out Heather's Choice and Alpen Fuel. Of course, Kryptek is a recent sponsor of the show. Super excited to bring that to you guys. There will be a discount code coming here pretty soon that we'll be able to share with you so you can go pick up some good gear to be able to get your clothing line and camo in line for what you're wanting in the back country. Of course, as well, guys, as you know, you can see it behind me. You can check out the Bow Hitch. Bow Hitch is an awesome group of individuals as well. If you're looking for a way to not have to carry your bow everywhere, it straps to a string, or a loop that you put on your shoulder strap, and you won't ever have to carry or put your bow down when you're going to glass, use the restroom, whatever it may be. It's definitely a great addition. And we've got some other partners coming on as well here pretty soon, which I'm really appreciative of. All these things, guys, are thanks to you, the audience, the listeners, everyone who is tuning in, and that is why I'm continuing to give back to you guys through these giveaways as we build up to the 200th episode. So again, thank you so much. We also have Kestrel Glassing Systems. They're an amazing company as well. We've got Ollin Digiscoping and a few others, as I'll have them listed down below, guys, such as Affect Beard Oil. That's how I keep the RedBeard fresh and smelling good, but also moisturized, and he just came out with a beard wash, so definitely go check that out as well. It's something I use on a daily basis and absolutely love the ingredients and that it's sourced here locally and made locally by just an amazing individual. So check out all of those things, guys. Links are down below. Now, today, I've run these through their paces for the last couple months as much as I can, and I'm excited to get them out into some of my other... I don't do a lot of hiking around this time of year because I can't really take the kids out as things are slick, icy, etc. We tend to stay around here by the park, do some rucking, etc. But when I get into hiking, I'm excited to use these in the hiking part of my life and carry one in my backpack. But the other one that we've used as a family on a regular basis. Now, these are the Theraguns. So we've got the Theragun Elite here, and we have the Mini. And this is the Mini and the Elite. Okay, I'm going to talk about each one individually, but they have been amazing additions to basically my fitness routine. So this one first. This one's the one that gets the most use out of anything in our entire family, actually. So everyone from my wife to my daughter, my son, me. We all use it. It's completely rechargeable, and it has different options. You guys can go through the different settings and see what frequency works best for you, depending on what maybe the injury is or your recovery state is that you're looking to use it for. Me personally, what I've noticed it best on is so first off, I got introduced to these when I was going to the chiropractor, and I was having some lower back issues and a couple of other things that the chiropractor and some other preventative mobility work has helped me as well. So it's not just going to the chiropractor. It's kind of a conglomeration of all the things that I can talk to you about. But I was having some lower back issues and some tight hip flexors. Now, I was kind of touted myself anyway for having a lower body that was really strong. I was good at carrying weight. I've got big tree trunk legs is kind of what I describe it as. That's that wonderful Irish, Scottish heritage that I've got. And I understand why they wore kilts because pants just don't seem to fit right most of the time. But when I got my hands on one of these was after using it at a chiropractor's office, and they would warm you up before you do any movement with these Theraguns for a few minutes. And so I was just kind of talking with one of the doctors, and it's just something that I wanted to add to my routine. So what I generally do, especially after a heavy, either hiking day, leg day, it's usually what it is for me is leg day is when I usually feel that DOMS or the delayed onset muscle soreness, where it kind of hits you the day after or the next day after an intense leg day, or packing out elk, or whatever it may be. You're going to feel it. So what I usually do is I'll use this to either help break up the lactic acid or just kind of give a good deep massage. And it's not going to lie, it's a little painful at first, especially if you've got the DOMS going on where you've got that lactic acid buildup. But in all honesty, it does wonders. I go from super stiff to being able to move really well. I don't know all the science behind it. You guys can go look up some people that are a lot smarter than me. But what I can tell you is that it works. I was a little skeptical of it. I was like, there's so many massage guns out there, etc. I've used a couple in the past that were not the branded Theragun, and I'm going to tell you there is a difference. Okay, I won't say what the other companies are that I've used, but I've used a couple other ones, and it's just not the same as the Theragun. So this Theragun Elite, again, it's rechargeable. You can get an app that is completely free. And what the app will do is the app, you can actually go through and say, hey, I'm getting ready for a run, I'm getting ready for a hike, or I'm recovering from legs, calves, whatever, right? And what it'll do is it Bluetooths to your device here, and it will walk you through even to the point of how much pressure you're putting on here. So if you're putting too much pressure, it'll tell you to back off. On this little LCD screen right here, it will tell you if you're putting too much or too little pressure, so that you can make sure you get the maximum usage out of this machine. So the Theragun is awesome for that. Also, my wife really enjoys foot massages. Okay, and that's something that I try and incorporate on a regular basis. Not that I'm not a perfect husband, but it's something that I can do. And so we'll go through, and instead of doing that now, the first time I used this on her, and I actually ran through the option of the app and the whole, there's a setting for a foot massage. It sends a certain amount of time for each foot. It tells you what rotation to go in. It sets the exact speed that it needs to go on. That tells you the pressure and everything like that. It was amazing. Obviously, I wasn't the one getting the foot massage. My wife was, but she was like, man, that was awesome. To the point where now it's almost a daily thing that either she's using it if I'm not around, or she's asking for it to be used on her feet. My daughter, who is 6, same thing. She really enjoys it. She really likes it on her feet and her calves area. My son, who is 8, as he's going through that phase where he kind of is getting those growing pains, that's another thing that we've noticed too, is that he is, like, whenever he gets those growing pains in his legs, he gets them pretty intensely. And if we use the Theragun to rub it out instead of us having to go through and massage his leg, it works even better than us going through and doing it with our hands. And so there's multiple different usages for this Theragun, but our entire family pretty much has used it and has enjoyed it. Going back to me personally, whenever I use it, it's something that is nice. You don't have to go and get a massage every single day. I don't train the most intensely. There are lots of days where I train intensely, but I'm not an athlete, right? As far as like a D1 athlete or NFL player. So I don't train to that intensity, but I train enough to where on those super intense days, I know that I can come back the next day when I'm super sore and I'll have this to be able to use to get that massage done. Now, what I'm really excited about is this mini. You can see how big it is. It's just basically the size of my hand. Same thing, it will sync up to an app, and it's got different modes here. It's completely rechargeable, and you can get there's different heads that you can put on these as well, which again, the app, I didn't even think to mention that, but the app will recommend what head to use based on what massage you're doing. But this one right here, it really doesn't weigh a lot. I think probably the heaviest part of it is the battery, but it doesn't weigh a lot, and I'm excited to take this out into the backcountry because there's lots of times where you're going to get into the backcountry, and everyone has probably been there if you've carried any kind of weight in the backcountry as you're going over deadfall, even just hiking. You go to bed, you wake up the next morning, and you're going to have tight hip flexors. That has a lot to do with mobility, which I've worked on over the last year and a half, and it has changed the game completely for me. So I'd recommend going and checking out hip mobility exercises, speaking with, if you go to a chiropractor, physical therapist, someone that will teach you how to be preventative of having issues with your hips as well. That's something that will change the game as far as lifting is concerned, getting that better mobility. I can go past parallel now on my squats, etc., because I've been practicing that. You can also use both Theraguns as a warm-up to get those muscles going before you go into a heavy lift. If you're into powerlifting or doing heavy lifting in general, that's a great option for you as well. I love hitting my lats with them after a heavy back day, being able to go through and hit my lats to either get them warmed up for the exercise or, again, the day after when I'm feeling that soreness in my back. Going back to the mini here, this one's going to be awesome to be able to take with you if you're backpacking for a couple days, or to even have either of those or both of them in the truck with you as you go camping, backpacking, when you go out hunting. Those will both be great tools to be able to come back to the car, and as you're eating your dinner or you're getting ready to go to bed for, a good night's rest, or as good as you can make it, that will be an amazing opportunity to run through one of the suggested things in the app so that you can have the best recovery possible. Because if you get that recovery in, you're going to be able to function better the next day. So this one, again, doesn't weigh much at all. It fits in my hand like this, not quite in the palm of my hand, but just about. And I just have regular large size mechanics gloves hands, and it's just as powerful and will be great, again, a great asset for whenever you're backpacking. I'm excited to bring this in there into the backcountry so that I can, as I'm going to bed, run through my hip mobility, my legs, make sure everything is good to go there, so that I can, be at my best when I'm in the backcountry. So, guys, if you're just getting one, if you're just going to get one of the two, I'd recommend, if you're into hiking, backpacking, hunting, I'd recommend going with this one, 100%. The battery, again, isn't going to last as long, but to be honest with you, it's just about as powerful as this. Now, you can't really get into it as much as you can with this because the handle, but, you can put a good amount of pressure on this little mini. And again, the mini will sync up to the app, so it will tell you pressure sensor. It will tell you which head to use. And again, it's packable, guys. So you can take this with you wherever you go to be able to run through. Again, generally for me, it's my legs and my hips that get the most sore after hiking, backpacking, hunting for multiple days in a row. And so this will be a game changer for me. As what I've seen here at home, it works really well to be able to help break up that lactic acid, get your muscles warmed back up for that next movement that you're going to go do. And I'm excited to see what it'll do in the backcountry, guys. So there you go. You got the Elite, which they have a next level up to, where this head right here will actually can rotate at different angles depending on what you're needing. And the next level up as well has a detachable battery. But dude, at home, dude, women, whoever's listening, this thing is a game changer for if you're at home 100%. If you're looking at home and backcountry and you're only going to get one, this one right here is definitely the way to go. The Mini, the Theragun Therabody Mini. Okay, guys, so definitely check both of those out. If you're into weight training at all, if you're into any kind of endurance training, you've had any of that delayed onset muscle soreness, the DOMS, if you need any type of recovery, that is the way that I would go 100%. I've tried other brands. They don't work nearly as well. I was skeptical too. No longer a skeptic. I'm a believer. So go check out Therabody. I'll leave the link down below, guys, so you can check out the app. You can check out, they've got tons of different options as well as far as the Theraguns are concerned. Again, you've got one level up from that where the head will rotate. You've got detachable batteries, which will be even better for on the go. Or this Mini. I'm telling you guys, this Mini is going to be awesome to throw in my backpack and have something to break down that lactic acid buildup after long days of backpacking, hiking, and hunting. Both are great, but that Mini, guys, that's going to be awesome for all of you guys that really enjoy getting in the outdoors. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. I want to know what you guys think. If you've had a Theragun, if you've used any of Therabody's products in the past, what your experience has been. Of course, leave a question if you have any questions about it. I'd love to answer them as well. If you're not subscribed to the channel, really appreciate that. We're getting close to 1,000, and as we hit 1,000, we're going to do some great giveaways again to give back to you guys. If you're listening to this on your podcast platforms, leave a follow, leave a review. That helps more than you know. It takes just a few seconds of your time. Drop that review. Let people know what you think about the podcast. And outside of that, guys, thanks for tuning in to this Monday gear review. Hope you enjoyed it. And of course, get out, live your life, and love it.